Today, I'm going to cover some of my favorite secrets for winning Blackout games. Hello and welcome. I am Amedeo602, and if this is your first time on the channel and you want to improve at Call of Duty, start now by subscribing and ringing the notification bell so you don't miss out on tips, tricks, and tactics to make you a better player. I just hit Prestige 3 in Blackout, and I thought I would take this opportunity right now to go ahead and share my stats with everyone here. This is in no means me trying to brag or boast or whatever, so please don't take it that way. And I'm going to go ahead and scroll through the different modes just in case there's any specific number that you're interested in. I don't play a lot of solos, I do mostly focus on duos and quads. So with that out of the way, I'd like to jump into the gameplays for today. Today's video is going to be a little bit different than our typical format where I pick a topic and sort of stick to it. I just thought I would go through and I grabbed a few different Blackout victories here, and I just thought I would walk you through what I was thinking in each scenario. This first gameplay, ooh, did you see that guy? Did you see that guy on the hill? Yeah, I did. Let's stun this guy and see if we can take him out. Anyway, instead of taking him out, what I ended up doing is I was cooking a grenade to throw at him. I wasn't quite sure where he was when he was stunned, and this other guy comes rolling up in a car, and Gray Fox downed one of them. I accidentally cleaned him up with my grenade. I guess I got a little bit lucky on that one. And then the driver, I just kind of run around, down him. And this other guy, whew, got him, and that was kind of a surprise to me. And really what I'm thinking about when I watch this as I pick up 2 trauma kits there. And this episode, I actually like to name all of my episodes individually before I post them onto YouTube or whatever. I save them on my hard drive, and a lot of them have these funny little names. This one, I actually called this one Too Many Traumas. You see, when we end this game, ooh, look at this guy. Don't go for the crate late game unless you are desperate. But yeah, going back to, I call this one Too Many Traumas. When we end this game, I actually have 2 spare trauma kits. We kind of went from nothing to all sorts of loot in this game. A big part of that, shout out to GC Mascot and Lakeef, GG fellas. If I hadn't been camping that supply crate, I never would have ended up with this level 3. And so, where was I? I was too busy watching the gameplay, not focusing enough on the commentary. With 4 guys left in the circle, really what you're trying to do, you're not trying to shoot at everything you see. What you're trying to do is you're trying to locate everyone. And that's one of my big secrets to winning, is I just try to locate everyone in the circle. As you see right here, I see this guy over at that big rock at around 220. And of course I call him out to my teammate, and I know where he is. He may or may not know where we are. If he knows where we are, that's fine, because at this point it's 2v1v1. And the reason I knew that, or at least there's a good chance of that, is because I had seen him running around solo. As you can see, Gray Fox lays waste to this guy, and now it's 2v1. We know where he is. We've got circle. Toward the end game like this, it's advantageous if you can. Now, you can't always do this, as you're going to see in one of our other clips today. But if you can, rotate early to that last position and get the high ground and get the cover. You can see poor Ghost Rider here. It's 2v1. We've got high ground. We've got circle. We're both clunking around in this level 3 armor. And there's, look at that, 15 med kits, 10 band-aids, 2 traumas. Oh, that was a good win. That was a good win. Happy with that win. So moving on to the next one. Sometimes you are not quite so lucky to have 2 trauma kits, 15 med kits, and 10 band-aids. This clip right here, you can see I have 3 med kits to my name, and that is it. Those med kits are not going to last long. We're out here, we're looking for heals, we're looking for whatever other items we can find. We run across this guy to our west, and you can see I just got a shot at him with the Paladin. And what's going to happen is, notice Brock's health. He's got about 50 hit points right now. And Brock is going to go down in kind of a pretty disgusting manner here to this guy, because he's only got 50 health. You can see now I'm down to 45 health. This guy, GG to you, buddy. That was a good play. You played this about as well as you could. Unfortunately, we had this barricade up, and that was a little bit I will say that was a little selfish on my point to use that last med kit there. This guy rushes us. I'm not sure why Boss Hog Bodagon did that. I appreciate that he did, though. But yeah, you can see up here we're very desperate for heals. We don't really get anything out of his bag, or we get very little. And at this point, we've got 5 guys left. And just like before, see, I'm not going to take a shot at that guy. I know where he is. So I'm calling out to my teammate. We got one guy. He's at 52 by the big tree. And it's 2v2. This is actually a 2v2 match here. And we didn't know this at this point. It's really good to just gather as much intel on your enemies as you possibly can. And Mr. Goodbullet, he just invited me to a game on the screen. Sorry, Mr. GB, I did not manage to link up with you because we were a little bit busy here, as you can see. Appreciate the invitation, though. I'm always happy to play with my subscribers. Go ahead and just send me a friend request on PSN and join the Amedeo602 PS4 community while you're at it. I do invite the community to most, if not all, of my streams. And we can get some good games in. We can get some wins. Hopefully we can get some med kits.
He's on top of me.
I see him. Yep. Downed him. Right here, my teammate called out there was a guy coming right up to him. And these guys, I think they had as many heals as we did because I downed him in one shot with that paladin. At this point, it's a 2v1. All I'm doing is I'm just looking for the other guy. And we did not want to move into this final circle. This is different than the last game, folks. In that last game, Gray Fox and I had a great power position on that final circle. In this game, we didn't have heals, and we did not want to be in that center circle because there was really no cover. No cover, no power position. So I'm just kind of watching the edge of the storm. Brock, excellent teammate, and you guys should really have a couple of go-to teammates too. Calls out, this guy's right near him. I get a few shots in him, get a stun on him, and that's all she wrote. So the lesson to be learned from gameplay number 2 there is don't panic. If you've got no heals, it doesn't matter. You can win a game with no heals if you play it smart. Our last gameplay clip for today is No Heals Part 2. Like I said, I like to go ahead and name my gameplays. And this is No Heals Part 2. This is actually a pretty fresh gameplay. I think this was actually win number 337. You can see we've got a little bit of a storm issue. I have lots and lots of medkits right now. I've got 5 medkits. I think I've got like 19 band-aids. I just dropped a bunch for Brock. But what's going to happen here is I down this first guy, and because there are only 9 left, I decide to go ahead and rush up and go for the thirst. So I'm sorry, Softball. I really do dislike the thirst mechanic in this game.
Headshot.
Ooh, Chapdog. Chapdog had a pretty good spot. He was lighting my boy Brock up pretty good there, but like I said before, Brock, great teammate, excellent teammate. Gray Fox, excellent teammate as well. He was in that first clip. He called him out, and when your teammates call him out, you look in that direction, you ask him for a number, and you do the best you can. That's all anyone can do. And you can see up here, we've actually got a couple guys at this tree right around 20, and I'm going to make a huge mistake up here. This could have been such an easy victory, relatively speaking. This first guy here, first mistake I made, I should have gone for a headshot, but I got excited. I saw him, his side was to me, and it happens to everyone, happened to me. Did not manage to drop him, and unfortunately he knows I'm there, and I do go ahead here and I push, and I make another mistake here. I pull out the Spitfire. Spitfire is a great weapon for close range, but I am just too far away. You can see that was a whole magazine.
Over there, though.
I just put a lot of shots in one of them. They both got so much damage on them.
Second guy, I miss him, and I really thought that grenade was going to kill me. So what do? I run back into the storm, and while I'm in the storm, it changes to a 15 tick. So I'm just trying to get out of the storm at this point. I fall back to cover, kind of regroup with Brock here. And you can see that I still have plenty of meds, but Brock is running a little bit low. So he does ask me for some. I think I drop him 3 or 4 band-aids up here. And just like the other games, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to locate everyone in the circle. We know we've got a team of 2 to our left, and we know that we're a team of 2. So that's 4 out of the 5 players. So we're really just looking for that 5th guy. We don't want him to pop up behind a rock or something and kill us. And right about here is where Brock starts asking me for heals, so I say, okay, let's go back. Let's go back to this Brock rock. Let's go back to the Brock rock, and dropped him 4 band-aids. And what's going to happen here is we're actually going to try to play this really smart. And we're going to let this group of 2, which is pinched in between us and the final guy. And the final guy, by the way, he's off to, where is he? I think you'll see him in the gameplay here if you keep watching. But he's off to the east somewhere pretty far out. And what we do is we actually let them get into a fight. They don't want to push us. We don't want to push them because that's a fair fight. So what we do, you can see up here, they're behind all these rocks up here. They're just kind of sitting behind those rocks. We don't have to go to them. We have no reason to go to them. So we're just going to hold down this position right here on the other side of the rocks until they come to us. And what's going to happen is this other guy on the right, see, he knows where they are, and he decides to push them. And what ends up happening here, as I step in front of Brock, sorry about wasting your ammunition there, Brock. But what happens here is he actually takes out one of them. So even with my atrocious aim, and I was so excited, it was 2v1 and he was out in the open, so I did miss a few shots there. It was a pretty easy win because we just had the position, we locked it down, we didn't push them unnecessarily, we made them come to us. And that's what you gotta do, folks. You have to play this game smart, you have to play hard, you have to play to win. And helping players come up with good plans like this is the most important part of this channel. If you feel like this video helped you in any way, or if you just enjoyed listening to me rambling on and on about different Blackout victories, then I would suggest going ahead and subscribing to the channel. If you want to play with me live on stream, I do have a community on PS4. It's called Amedeo602. I invite that community into my live streams, and so you could play a game with me, and we could come up with even better strategies in the future. What about you? What's your favorite #1 secret tip to winning Blackout? For me, it's really just knowing the position of the last players at the end of the game. If I have that, usually I have enough equipment and perks to come up with a good game plan for them, like grappling over the hill and just taking them head on. As always, thank you all very much for watching. GG, fellas.